Alright, I'm back with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be installing a set of Trick LED, T-R-I-C LED, Trick LED light rings. And these LED light rings fit over the Honda badge on both sides of the fairing at the front of the bike. And as you can see, I don't have a Honda fairing there, a badge anymore. I've debadged my bike, and that is a badge made by Neil Hambley. It's anodized aluminum CNC'd, and it just says F6B with a silhouette of the bike. And the white light ring is going to fit right over top of the badge, and it's going to adhere with 3M adhesive tape around the badge, and it will be lit up whenever the bike is running or in the accessory mode with the key, and I'm going to be able to switch those on and off. These come in two different colors, amber LEDs or white LEDs. I chose the white just to go with kind of the motif. I don't think an amber is what I was looking for, so I chose the white. Apparently they're really bright. We'll find out soon. What I'll have to do is I'll have to drill a small, I believe it's a 1/8 inch hole, to pass the two power wires through in behind the fairing, and then I can wire them up to a power source. This LED kit comes with, of course, two rings, and you can see on the back the 3M tape. There is a package containing alcohol swabs to clean the fairing. There is this white tube here, which is a surface prep to allow the 3M tape to adhere better. There is a lighted rocker switch, and some butt connectors and a spade connector. I will likely not be using any of the connectors or switch. The switch itself is kind of clunky. It's not one of those where you can drill a hole in it and fasten it from the back. So I'm going to use my own little switch that I'll show you shortly. In terms of power, I'm going to be taking my power for the LED rings from the Honda accessory port, which is here. It's under the left cubby, and it's the red connector. It's a 2-pole connector. And that is, its purpose is to power the accessory connector, if you have one, inside the left cubby. In my left cubby, I've already installed one quite a while ago when I first got the bike. It installs by drilling a hole into the cubby, and the connector screws on. It's got the port inside with a rubber cap. It's fused, I believe, for 3 amps. 3 amp fuse. And there's the male part of the power, and that connects to the red Honda female on the bike. I'm going to tap into the wires. There's 2 wires attaching to the accessory outlet. One wire is, the fused wire is white with a black tracer, and you can see it's got 3 dashes on it, 3 red dashes. That's the positive carrying the current, and the other wire is a green wire on the right hand side of the connector. That's the ground or negative wire. So I'm going to cut back the cover here, splice in, and then connect up my LED rings to a switch. And I've already installed the switch in the cubby. It's just a very small toggle switch. It mounts, let's see if I can get a better picture, there we go. It mounts via a washer, a lock nut, and it just flips up and down. Up is on, down is off, and that will turn on and off my LED rings. It's not lighted because I don't need a lit switch. Obviously when the LEDs are on the outside, I'll see it, I don't know it's on. I'll probably leave them on most of the time, but this gives me the opportunity to run with them off if I wish. On the back side, you can see the switch has got 2 prongs on it, 2 terminals, and I will splice into the powered wire, which is the positive wire for turning on and off the current. And I'll show you how I'll do that afterwards. If you've never removed either cubby on your bike, it's not difficult. There is a piece of trim that goes around and over the cubby, and it just sits in by 2 big prongs on the bottom and a series of smaller tabs along the side. So to remove your trim, take a plastic tool. I use kind of a pointed plastic rod to pry underneath. If you're going to pry under there, don't use anything metal, use plastic. Sometimes your fingernails and fingers are strong enough. Pry up on this. The two bottom prongs will pop out, and then just slide the rest of the left-hand side of the fairing trim down and out, and it'll just pop right off. To take out the cubby, can't see it because I've taped them over, there are 4 push pins, one on each corner. I've taped them over so I don't lose them, and you press down on the center of a push pin with something pointed, just a pen nib or a pin or something like that, and the push pin just pops up. And then the cubby lifts out and you're away to the races. Okay, continuing, I'm now sitting outside where I got a little better light. Hopefully you can see my electrical connections. Here's the accessory plug for the accessory in the left bin, and I've tapped into, there is the white wire, as I said before, the white wire is positive, green one tapped into for the switch. I've got a red wire going to the off position of the switch, red wire connecting and soldered under here to the off position of the switch, on position of the switch going to my power out. And this power out connector will connect into a quick release for the lights, so that if I have to take the bin out for any reason, I don't have to start cutting or disconnecting or desoldering wires. I can just use a quick connect. And here's the other side of the quick connect, and it connects. There's 2 pigtails on the quick connect, and they splice into 2 sets of wires going to the 2 resistors for the LEDs. And on the end of the LEDs there is 1 terminal with a little red dab of paint on it. That would be this one, and the other one is unmarked. And on the LED light ring, 1 terminal has a corresponding red mark. So when soldering or connecting red to red, black to black, and the polarity going into these resistors is unimportant. It doesn't matter. There's no polarity going in, but there's polarity going out to the light rings. Very important you get them hooked up correctly. So what I'm going to do now, next is I'm going to drill out around the badges the 1/8 inch hole, install the wiring, Velcro these resistors onto the inside somewhere of the inside fairing, and then connect up the LED light rings, and we'll see how they look. Alright, finished my install of the LED rings, and everything's back together. It didn't take too long. I'll show you what they look like and how to operate them. First of all, to turn them on, I open my left bin, turn the bike to accessory or run. It's on accessory right now, and as you can see, they're mounted. This is obviously with them off, and I'm going to turn them on, and my toggle switch is right here, right beside my power port right here. Flip it up, and they are very bright. Make a great running light for my friend George in Largo, Florida. If you want a courtesy light, this would be it. Very bright. That's the white. They also come in amber. I don't know what the amber would look like, but I wanted the white. There you go. Enjoy. If you get these, I believe, I can't remember if I got them from Cycle Max or Value Accessories, one of the two. If you really want to know, just reply on YouTube and I can tell you exactly where I got them.